Alright, welcome back. So we are going to set up some controls today. Go to the edit and project settings and go to input. We should have some already, but let's just delete them all. Okay, so we don't have anything. And I'm going to start with axis mapping here. And the first axis mapping will be move forward. Okay. And for this one, I need two keys. One is the W key for going forward and S key for going backwards. Okay, so W will be 1 and S will be -1. Okay, and one more axis mapping for the move right. And I guess you know the keys, right? So we have the D key for going right, and the A key for going left. So A will be -1. Alright, now let me create two more. This one will be the looking up, and the other guy will be looking down. For the looking up, we can use the mouse Y. Oops, can't type. So mouse Y will be the looking up, and the mouse X will be, this is actually looking right. Okay, so we have the up and right. One more for action, we can do a simple jump. And this is going to be the spacebar, as you all know. Pretty standard stuff. Those are just key banding and setup. So if you know these already, you can maybe play faster. So you just take a look at what my setup is, and you can do it yourself. Anyway, so that's the keys. I need a player controller. So let me go to C++ classes and right click. I'm going to create a player controller class here, and I can call this guy player controller base and create class. Alright, now the compilation is done. We have this new CPP class. I'm going to create a blueprint class based on that right away, and this new class will be player controller. Let me just call it BP player controller, and it's going to be underneath blueprint, and create blueprint class. Alright, this is going to give me the player controller class. Let me dock it here, and let's compile and save everything. So the event graph, that's where we're going to set up our controls. So first of all, let's do a move forward. Okay, use the axis event. Okay, for the move forward, we kind of want to move forward not where the player is looking at, but rather where the actual model here, not where this guy is pointing to, but rather where the camera is looking at. Okay, in that case, I need to know where the camera is looking at, and we can get the player camera manager. Okay, okay, so we can do this one because that's the actual member variable. Okay, and this manager can give us a lot of information, like where the camera is rotated, so we can get the camera rotation. Okay, and from here I can get where the camera is looking at by changing that to get the forward vector of this guy. Okay, and when that is done, then I can then tell the actually, because this is a player controller, I can just say add movement input. Moment input. Oh, actually we can, because this is the controller. We have to do that on the POM. So that's no problem. Let's just get control POM. Okay, I always get confused on which one have the member function, but yeah, let's get the control POM, and then we can say add movement inputs. Okay, and that's going to be connected from the move forward, and the forward vector will be the direction we want to go for. Okay, and then the axis value will be where the scale value is. That tells us how much we are moving forward. Similar function, we're going to do the same thing for the move right. So let's do that. When we're doing move right, we're just basically getting the right vector from the camera rotation. So let's do that. And from here, I'm gonna actually have to also do that from the palm. So get add a moment input. Okay. And here we just need to connect that to the execution pin, and this time the vector will be the right vector, and we're using the same access value here from this one. All right. Compile and save. Now just to test it, we're gonna use our game mode, and here the player controller class will be our BP player controller. Compile and save that. Back here and go ahead and play. Hit the W button to go forward and S to go backward. Okay, and AD to go the other two directions. All right. And one more thing I can do before we wrap this up is do the jump. So let's just say jump. Okay. And what we can do is just say we can do a jump right here. Oh, actually we don't have it from there. How about we just do it here? Because oops, that's not here either. And that's a little bit weird. I think it's in the palm, or at least, oh, because this is a palm. Again, I always get confused of the class type right here. The jump has to be in the character class. That means I have to cast it. I'm gonna do that here right away. Cast to character. Oops. Because the character is the one that does have the character movement component, and that's where you do the jump. So let's just do a jump after casting. And we're done with jumping. Okay, so compile and save. Go ahead and play the game. You can see now we can move around. We can hit space to jump. Right. One more thing I can tweak before I wrap this up, which is here in the player character, I can go to the character movement component, and I need to somehow make it jump higher because I wanted to be able to jump higher. So let's just search for the jump velocity. Jump. Oops. Okay, the jump z velocity. I'm gonna make that instead of 4. I'm gonna change that to 8. So we're jumping like really high. Cool. All right, so that's the basic setup of the movements and jumping. We're gonna move on to the rotation in the next tutorial. Okay, see you next time.